right? When Dwight wants a promotion, he goes Dwight VP, right? To make her think that he should be the VP. That's not subtle, all right? It's pretty straightforward, and you're not there yet. And you should not, it's not only the alarm pill you should be doing this for, right? You should touch on things. Andre, what do you do throughout the whole presentation?
Reiterate facts the entire time.
When we, always, but you say what? You say what? When we update, right? When we update your smoke detector.
Oh,
right?
oh yeah, yeah.
Throughout the
I
whole
plant
thing.
the seeds, yeah.
Yeah, right? So they're already thinking that, so they already know basically what's going on. Another thing with the alarm pill, right? So how many people do the Google on their phone with the person there? It's very, very important, right? Most people today are pretty cynical and need to see the research and all this other shit. So show them. Before they even ask, show them, right? It's very important, especially because if you don't know something, what's the first thing you do? Go right to your phone, right? All right, so a couple of other things. How many people, everybody does it different, how many people actually take it down from their wall? Anybody? Okay,
I've done it with I do it with their CO a lot.
okay.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So I do not. I have my own that I took down from my own house, and I share my story, right? So who here owns a home? How many firefighters came through your home to inspect it and stuff like that? Zero, right? Shut down. So it's important, right, that they know that. So you need to be updating things, and but yeah. So something else I just learned too. So what color is this? What shade is this?
It's all white.
Nicotine yellow.
Brown, right?
Nicotine
Yellowish.
yellow.
So I just learned that if it's brown, it comes down, right? So how many people have seen like a brownish, yellowish smoke
Did I
detector up?
see so about it? Doesn't
Yeah,
make sense.
right?
It's brown. Shoot their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So you're constantly educating them, right, on ionization alarms and the parent company. So how many people go over how to show it's an ionization alarm with them?
How to show them
Yeah.
that it is.
Who shows them? How do you show them?
Back.
Yeah, right at the back. Okay, how many people go over the dates with them? Like was a 10-year span, I believe, right? How many people do that? So a lot of people, like this is all tools in your tool bag, but this is one of the most important things, so I use them all. So another thing as well is I'm going to go through this, so Colin and Janet. I know. Come up, real quick. Gave me a blank stare. So, I am not, you guys can sit down if you want, bring your chairs, do whatever you guys do. But
Thank you.
I don't have a traditional demo. I'll be the first one to tell you that. All right, I'm not trying, I don't try to be different on purpose. I didn't even know I do these things until one time somebody said something and I recognized it, right? So I'll try to do it now. It's kind of difficult when I
Do it your way. So you guys both see the traditional, the standard way that we do it, right? Now, part of this is learning other ways to do things. So Jake is going to show you the way he does it, right? Because there are, I know for a fact, a couple of individuals in here who are a lot like Jake. So seeing the way Jake does things can be very, very beneficial. Do what you like.
All right, so some of you might not even pick up on it because a lot of it is the same. It's just one small thing that I do different. So we get into it, right? I went over everything with you guys. You guys cool with that to start? So I told you my story about my alarm. So we're just going to go through your alarm's basic warranty real quick. So this is a First Alert. First Alert, as you know, is owned by Kitty, right? We went through that. Remember? All right.
Oh, yeah.
So what I'm going to have you do, right? So I've gone through this with a lot of families. It's going to be a little blurry, but I'm going to have you try your hardest to read this with me.
Okay.
So go ahead and read number 1 for me.
They may not go off or give early enough warning in as many as 35% of all fires. What are some reasons smoke detectors may not work?
Right, so great, exactly there. So a part that's a little, looks like not highlighted, but it says according to the Federal Emergency Management Agency of the United States government. So our own government is letting us know, right, that this is going to fail 35% of the time. Okay, how many of you, or I'm sorry, I guess I'm talking to you. Would you guys, right, so I saw the brand new, right, Ford Escape out there, would you have bought that vehicle if they said, hey, by the way, when you drive this off the lot, your brake's gonna fail 35% of the time? Hell no. Damn straight, brother. No, it's not good. But yeah, so I'll go ahead and read number 2. So number 2 is gonna be right in here. If you guys wanna follow along with me. This one is definitely not highlighted correctly. But yeah, so let's talk about where your smoke alarm should not be put up in the home. Okay, should not be put up. So, should not be put up in the kitchen, garage, near furnaces, water heaters, and space heaters. Turn the page. In air screens passing by kitchens, damp, humid areas, near bathrooms and showers, cold, hot areas, dusty or dirty areas. And continuing, near fresh air vents or dirty vents or dirty areas, near dead air spaces or fluorescent lights. So, tell me, where can you put up your smoke alarm? The bedroom. Bedroom is correct, right? What's the most important room in your house again? Bedroom, right? So if you want something that we went over right with your phone, and even right here in the warranty that fails 35% of the time to 55% of the time, would you want that protecting you? No, right? What about your guys' kids? Definitely not, right? Worst case scenario, you still have these up, right? Worst case scenario. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and read number 3. You guys want to read number 3 for me?
Smoke detectors are not, let's say, foolproof. Like all other electronic devices, smoke detectors have limitations. Smoke detectors may not sense every kind of fire every time.
Hold up. So what did that just say? Smoke detectors cannot detect.
It's already telling you that it's not going to detect every fire.
Right. How many fires? What kinds of fires are dangerous?
All of them.
All time, nighttime
All of them.
fires, all fires, right? So why wouldn't you want it to detect all fires?
Yeah.
Exactly. So going on now, number three. Your alarm may not, since we just went through that, your alarm cannot be expected to sense dangerous fires. How many fires are dangerous?
All of them.
Again, all fires. So your alarm may not give early enough warning of fast-growing fires. They might not pick up smoking in bed, violent explosion, escaping gas. Poor storage of flammable liquids, overloaded electrical circuits, children playing with matches or lighters, or persons who set fire on purpose. So you guys got kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, these kids are gonna go into teenagers one day, right? What are teenagers? Horrible. God, I was a teenager. We were all teenagers, right?
Assholes.
Horrible. So, but
Assholes.
but yeah, right? You want your smoke detector to pick those fires up, right? Yeah. So just stopping real quick. How we feeling about your guys' alarms up right there? Pretty shitty, right? Yeah, straight up. Okay. So we'll go ahead and move on to number 4 then. Number 4, I'm going to go ahead and pick up on your alarm does not warrant or imply in any way that it will protect your lives or property in the event of a fire. Homeowners should be sure to insure their lives and property. What are they saying right there?
That, make sure you have life insurance.
Why?
When?
Not gonna make it up.
Because they're telling you it's going to fail.
Yeah.
It's going to fail, right?
That's crazy.
That is extremely shitty, right? It says right there that it will not protect your lives. Wouldn't it be nice if you could have something up that would actually protect your lives?
Yeah.
What if I told you it could work 100% of the time? Unless 50 years, something like that. That'd be pretty great, right? Be pretty great if something like that would exist. I stopped right there. I'll go through the last one.
I gotta stay short so you guys can see if I'm sitting down talking. So that commitment question at the end, right? Now Scott's gonna go over his commitment question for you as well. Right, but the commitment question has to be there. Okay? He just got them saying that they would want something that would work 100% of the time, right? Did he show them anything yet? No, he's using their words. Now, if a family member or one of the children or something say something, right? If she said, well, that's really shitty, can you say that's really shitty back?
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's her words, right? Now, if she did, so then she's like, well, that's not very good. And Jake should obviously not go, well, fuck no, that's not very good, it's super shitty, right? Obviously, we don't go that way. But if she says it, absolutely repeat what she said, right? But it's important we're also using the names too, right? So that is Jake's way, okay? So like I said, there's 1,000 different ways to skin a cat, okay? But did you hear his voice inflection?
35%.
Very good, right? So it's not just a simple monotone reading something, right? His voice is getting out there, right? He's letting them know, okay? Now, Scott is going to go over. You want to do it just real quick? I'm going to do the whole thing. Just a tiny video so you can hear your question.
Wait, I go. Sorry.
Go ahead.
So yeah, so so obviously everybody's heard this, right, countless times, so you knew everything I was gonna say and do, for the most part. But remember how you felt the first time, right? So I do a lot of emotional building in this, right? Ups and downs, you feel everything, and that's why I feel like I'm able to do how I can do it how I do it. It's not difficult to learn. I didn't even know I did it. It just came a little bit natural. I know it's natural to you guys, but some of you guys don't use it. But it's a skill. How many people have heard David Carter talk? David Carter talks like it all the time. I find it a little bit draining, but the man can go and go and go. But yeah, so that's how I do it. I think it can be beneficial.
No. So you just want me to talk about the question really quick?
At the end that you asked.
So my alarm kill is extremely different than Jake's, right? So I build emotion through the appointment. He builds emotion through the appointment. But this is one of my favorite parts because you take them through an emotional roller coaster and they have to feel exactly the way that you feel also. If they do not feel the way that you feel, they don't know that this is not going to protect them, then you did not do a good job, okay? So, as I do the alarm kill, at the very end of it, they felt a lot of different things, and I'm really good at figuring out if they felt the same things that I wanted to make them feel. You want to make them feel like shit, you do. You want to make them feel not safe, because they're not. So they have to feel that. And if they have kids, you'd better be using their damn names. And you better use their significant other's names, and you better repeat what they say, and you better ask why, okay? Because at the end, when you ask them, Shannon, would you ever put this back up on your wall or ceiling to save Jason's life ever again? She's gonna say no, and when she says no, you better ask why, because it's not gonna work. Well, Shannon, guess what? Now you know your alarm doesn't work. And that's it. Gotta feel it, okay? So you don't really get the same effect, obviously, because you have to go through the whole alarm field, but that's the whole point of the question. Okay? I asked that.
Just so you can see.
Oh, you do? Oh, shit, I do it.
So two different types of commitment questions, right? He's getting their exact feedback on how they feel about it and if they would want something that would work 100% of the time, right? Scott's basically calling them out in a professional way, saying knowing what you know now, right? You wouldn't put that up to save Colin's life, right? There's nothing unprofessional about it. There's nothing. It's just getting to the point and asking the question, right? Because Josh, would you ever put something on Grace's ceiling if you knew it was going to save her life? No.
Why?
It doesn't work.
Because it doesn't work. And Josh, now you know your alarm isn't going to save Grace's life in a house fire.
Eric, would you ever put something in your home that wasn't going to save Chris's life?
No,
Why?
because I wouldn't be able to live with myself, knowing that I could get a different option.
Very good, right? So, Eric, can you believe some people actually have to think about that?
No, I can't.
I like
objective
that.
did I just kill at the end?
That was awesome. That's exactly what I needed.
That's what I needed.
That was
That's what I need
solid.
for that
Can you say
engineer
one more time?
family.
That's what I
So-
needed for that.
Fucking asshole.
After you have asked that, and this is something we all do, okay? This is something I learned from Bruce back last year when we went to Chicago. When you're getting there and you're asking them questions, right? And you ask them both, right? So now that I asked Josh, I'm gonna ask Gracie. Gracie, would you ever put anything up on your ceiling knowing it wouldn't protect Josh in a fire? Why? Because you want to protect your family. Gracie, can you believe some people actually have to think about that? No. Very good. And then you move on to the research, right? It's just that simple, small little blurb. And now at the end, when they go, well, we have to think about it. Gracie, what do you mean you got to think about it, right? And I'll let Scott cover that because Scott hammers it. It's beautiful. So food should be here any moment. We're gonna go ahead and take a quick pause. All right, you guys, you go to the bathroom, get a drink.